This is the full card predictions for UFC Vancouver. Reinier taking on Brendan Allen. We got 13 fights on the card here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we got obviously RDR taking on Brendan Allen in the middleweight division. We have Kevin Holland coming back, taking on, he's making a really quick turnaround, taking on Mike Malott in Canada. We have Cheeto Vera on an absolute fucking skid, taking on Ayman Zahabi. Anyway, let's get into it. First fight on the night, we have Melissa Croden taking on Atina Lisboa. All right, these two girls, not going to get into too much of this. I believe that Melissa Croden is just a little bit more sharper on the feet. Atina Lisboa, she's 7-3. She took a submission loss to Luana Santos. She's 34 years old. This is in the bantamweight division, so I don't know, she's the favorite, but if I was to lean and call a prediction of a fucking women's fight, you know what I mean? I'd probably take the Canadian, you know what I mean? Coming in on the underdog. She's 6-2, she's 5'9". She's got a little bit more better hands, and she's got a 69.5-inch reach and 2.5-inch reach advantage over a Lisboa. So give me Melissa Croden to win by any means necessary. Moving on, an Azamat Bikoyev taking on a Musari Belgarioi. Now this guy, Belgarioi, right? This guy's been training with Alex Pereira and his team and Glover and everything. And I swear to God, man, again, you know what I mean? He's the blood diamond of their camp, okay? No, I'm not taking shots at Blood Diamond, not taking shots at, these guys that, like Andreas Gustafsson, you know what I mean? I'm not taking shots at them. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like sometimes these guys they're elite, but they're not the elite. They're not the guys like an Azamat Bikoyev. You know what I mean? This guy's 20-3, right? He's 29 years old. He's almost turning 30. He's 6 foot. He's 72. He's got a 72-inch reach, so he will have a 7-inch reach disadvantage. But as Mike Tyson says, sometimes a reach disadvantage isn't actually a disadvantage. It just means someone's got a height disadvantage. You know what I mean? Like, dead set. Mike Tyson had said this. You know what I mean? He's training out of American Top Team. That's a quote, right, by the way. I'm not quoting that. Missouri Belgaroi, babyface assassin, apparently. Dude, this guy, man, he's not that good, man. He's pretty mid, okay? He's pretty mid. He can probably utilize the jab here, but at the end of the day, I think an Azamat Bikoyev is just too crafty, man. He's powerful. He's got good strikes. He can take it to the ground if need be. You know what I mean? This guy, Yuzaroi, he's more of like a kickboxing background. He's 33. He's 6'5", so he's a tree. You know what I mean? Against this guy, an Azamat. And, I'm going to listen to Mike Tyson by saying that, a height disadvantage can play into factors sometimes, So I got an Azamat Bikoyev by second or third round finish. Moving on to the next fight, we have Stephanie Luciano taking on a Ravina Oliveira. I honestly, man, these fights here, man, it's hard, man. It's hard to dictate, it's hard to predict, but at the end of the day, Stephanie Luciano, probably a little bit more of a UFC, she's more UFC material, I'd say. A Ravina Oliveira, she's 7-2, she's 5'5", she's got a 65-inch reach advantage. She lost a decision to Lisboa, made her debut and got the third. Oh no, she made a debut and lost the decision, right? Stephanie Luciano, I think she might be a little bit more crisp. You know what I mean? She lost a split decision to Sam Hughes, but Sam Hughes is Sam Hughes. She's literally the prospect killer in the ladies. You know what I mean? In the ladies divisions. At strawweight, Sam Hughes. That's not a terrible loss. I mean, Sam Hughes is a little pocket rocket. So I've got Stephanie Luciano by 29-28 decision. Moving on to the next fight, we have Kyle Prepolek taking on Drew Dober. Drew Dober, this guy's a kind of a tank, man. He has lost his chin as of late, you know. As you can see, Gene Silva TKO'd him. That's not a bad look. You know what I mean? Like, Gene Silva's Gene Silva. Patient guy, crafty, finds his shots well, and he's like powerful. He's like a little nugget kind of guy. Getting a TKO loss to Manuel Torres, that's no shame either, man. Manuel Torres is long and powerful striker, can close the distance very well. Drew Dober, man, he does have still a good chin, but it's been cracked as of late twice, So he's 36. On the other hand, we have Kyle Prepolek. He's 18-9. He's fighting out of Canada, so he's got home country advantage. He's about a similar age, so he's 36, 10 months younger than Drew Dober. He's 5'10". This is in the lightweight division, and they both got the same reach. You know what I mean? But Kyle Prepolek is 5'10", as Drew Dober is 5'8". So generally when I see, some guys that are just a little shorter, but have the same inch reach or a little bit longer reach than their counterpart, the guy that has is shorter in height. Sometimes it tells me that, these guys have a better striking game. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, there's just something about it. Drew Dober, 27, he's 27-15. I think Drew Dober is going to go out there and get a good win, man. He could get the stoppage. He could get the KO. He could get the TKO. Kyle Prepolek's very hittable, but I can see a Drew Dober going to decision. I can see a Drew Dober on decision win, kind of like a dominant type standing affair, and Kyle Prepolek just getting pieced up. But yeah, I got Drew Dober in this one, man. I think Drew Dober can get a good win by any means necessary. We'll see if he can get I'll have to do a little bit more tape on him just to see, how he can finish it, but we'll see. I got Drew Dober in that one though, man. Moving on to the next fight, we have Danny Barlow taking on Jordan Santos. Jordan Santos clearly looks like the guy. He looks like a 50-year-old that's 25. You know what I mean? How old is he? 28. He literally looks like he's 52. You know what I mean? It's weird. Brazilians. They either look like they're 52 and they're fucking 25 or 20, or they're 20 and they look like they're 40 or 35. It trips me out. Jordan Santos. He's 10-2. His last loss was to Ozzy Diaz on a decision. Not a good look, right? This was 7 months ago. He lost to Ozzy Diaz on a decision. Ozzy Diaz is kind of mid, No disrespect, but Ozzy Diaz is not really that great. He's the guy that pulled out of the Atiba Gutierrez fight just recently because he knew he was going to get absolutely smoked. You know what I mean? He's 28 or 48. They probably lie about their birth dates on their birth certificates. Yeah, he's training out of American Top Team. I just feel like a Danny Barlow is going to go out there and knock this guy out. I reckon Danny Barlow is going to knock this guy out, man. I think Danny Barlow is going to go out there and get a good statement win. I mean, he finished Josh Quinlan in the third round, TKO, and that's not bad, man. That was in the third round. So, like, he can carry some juice, in the tank in the later rounds. He got TKO'd by Sam Patterson, but Sam Patterson's been on a tear, man. And Danny Barlow's 9-1. He's got a 79-inch reach, so he's almost got a 4-inch reach advantage over Jordan Santos. Give me Danny Barlow by TKO. Moving on to the next fight, we have Bruno Silva taking on Hung Sung Park. Hung Sung Park's a little bit of a beast. I'm not going to lie, man. He's a beast. Bruno Silva, he is on the downfall, and he's a little bit older too. He's a little bit older. All right. So he's 35-7, trains with Henry Cejudo, Bruno Silva. He's 14-7. He did look great, man. He looked great when he fought like a Victor Rodriguez, Like, oh, man, like this guy. Then he submitted Tyson Nam. And then he TKO'd Cody Durden. Not bad win. 1 year and 2 months ago. But, you know, he got losses to two beasts. Manel Cap, and Joshua Van. Like, two beasts, man. They're beasts, all right? But Hung Sung Park, he's a little bit of a beast too, man. He's only lost once to Tatsu Taira. That was on short notice. And, you know, this guy shouldn't have even fucking taken that fight on short notice, to be honest. He was 10-0 at that point, you know, and Tatsu Taira took his O because he came in on short notice. But, you know, at the end of the day, he's 29 years old, almost 30. He's coming into his prime. He's 5'7". They both got the same inch reach advantage. They both got a 66 inch reach advantage, but I think Hung Sung Park has got it over Bruno Silva, man. Give me Hung Sung Park by 29-28 decision. Or he could get a stoppage. But, you know, I got Hung Sung Park to win by any means necessary. Moving on to the next fight, we have the featured fight. We have Charles Jourdain taking on Davy Grant. All right, hot take. Davy Grant's a beast at 39 years old, okay? He is. He's a very good striker, very good kickboxer. But, you know, he's 15-7, right? This is a hot take, right? He's 39. He's the same inch reach advantage here against Charles Jourdain and Davy Grant. This guy only fought 2 months and 2 weeks ago. A 39-year-old only fought 2 months and 2 weeks ago. I don't like that. As much as you're a beast, right? I've noticed that fighters that are like 40, 39, 42, you know, Matt Brown, fucking Muslim Salikov, these older fighters, when they get good wins, they've got good breaks in between their fights. They don't have just 2 months. I don't believe so. Like, when these older fighters are doing well, I truly believe that they should be taking a little longer breaks in between their fights, man, when they're a little older. And taking a fight against a Charles Jourdain, Charles Jourdain feels like he's been in the UFC forever. He's only 29. He's not even 30 yet, right? He's 16-8. He's fighting in Canada. He got a good submission win at Victor Henry, right, in this weight class, right, at bantamweight. So he's come up from featherweight to he's come up from sorry, excuse me. Hang on. Yes. All right. So he's coming down. Pardon me. He's coming down. He's coming down bantamweight, right? He's going to be the big man. Okay. I feel like he's going to carry that weight good. He's going to do a good weight cut. He's coming down from featherweight. Right? And that was the last featherweight fight he had against Gene Silva. He said, fuck this, right? I got to go down in weight. So he went down to bantamweight, and he's looked well. He's looked good. He looked good against Victor Henry. He's in Canada. You know, I feel like Charles Jourdain's just better everywhere here, man. I think he's going to be a little bit more crisp and fast on the feet. Davy Grant might have moments in the first round. I think Charles Jourdain's going to take over, and I think he's going to get a submission win against the Davy Grant. So I got Charles Jourdain by second round submission. Right? Hot take. There you go. Moving on to the next fight, to the main card. We have a Kyle Nelson taking on a Matt Frivola. I don't like Matt Frivola in this one, and I'll tell you why. They're both kind of the similar age. He's 11-5. Yes, Kyle Nelson hasn't been looking well at lightweight. I'm pretty sure he's lost 2 fights at lightweight. He got against fucking old mate. What's his name? He got TKO'd. He got TKO'd by Diego Ferreira in the second round. Then he got fucking beaten by Steve Garcia. Jai Herbert. He got excuse me. That's what. Undecision by Jai Herbert. I just truly believe that Matt Frivola is kind of not looking the same, and he's been KO'd twice in a row. I reckon that's doing something to this guy's psyche, man. I don't think that a Matt Frivola taking on a Canadian countryman in his home country. I mean, Matt Frivola does perform well when he's in enemy territory, but coming after 2 KO losses, Kyle Nelson can fucking he can mix it up on the feet. You know, he can mix it up well, man. And I've got a Kyle Nelson by 29-28 decision. I don't know why. I just feel like it. You know, Kyle Nelson 16-6 as opposed to Matt Frivola 11-5. Yeah, I just, you know, I feel like Kyle Nelson's going to go out there and get a good win, man. He beat Fernando Padilla too on decision. I mean, regardless if that was in a different weight class or not, that's still a good win, man. So give me Kyle Nelson, and that was in Canada too. I think he performs pretty good when he's in his home country. So give me Kyle Nelson over Matt Frivola by 29-28 decision. Moving on to the next fight, we have Cody Gibson taking on Richie Lang. Cody Gibson, you know, obviously the miniature version of Darren Till. You know, he's the 38th cousin of Darren Till. You know what I mean? He's 29-11. He's 38 years old, so he's getting up there in age, man. And he's 71. He's got a 71-inch reach, but he's 7'10", as opposed to Richie Lang, who's 7 foot. Sorry, he's not 7 foot. He's 5'7". So he's a bit shorter, but almost similar reach. So, you know, Cody Gibson's got about a reach and a half inch reach advantage. Richie Lang, he's 25-12. He looks like he's got a better record than it does. I mean, Raul Rosas Jr. couldn't submit him. I think Richie Lang in this one, I think he's going to look slightly better because he's 32 years old. He's fighting out of Mongolia, China. It's good odds too, man. I think a Cody Gibson looks good. He does look good. But I think when it comes down to it, I think he can get countered pretty well. You know what I mean? I think Cody Gibson's he's very acceptable to counters, man. I think a Richie Lang's kind of all right. He's all right with the counters. So I got a Richie Lang by 29-28 decision. Moving on to the next fight, which is it's actually a really good women's fight, man. I'm actually kind of like excited with this one, man. I like Jasmine Jasavicius, man. She's keeps it exciting, man. She keeps it exciting, man. She's 14-3. She's 36 years old, so she's kind of getting up there. But, you know, on the other hand, Meon Farot, she's 12-2, but, you know, she's almost 36. So, you know, the age difference is they're similar. So Jasmine Jasavicius has got a 2-inch reach advantage here. Okay, so where this fight shines, I honestly truly believe Jasmine Jasavicius can trade with Manon Fiorot here. I think a Jasmine Jasavicius can kind of give some shots back. So she's going to take some shots, give some shots back. And I think at some point she's going to end up taking a Manon Fiorot down to the ground and do what Valentina could not do and fuck her up on the fucking ground, man. Valentina is good, okay? She is very good. She's the most elite out of the women, right? But she's Muay Thai. And, you know, when it comes down to it, she's been grappling a lot lately. But I think a Jasmine Jasavicius has got a little bit more of a grappling pedigree. I think she's a little bit more skilled at her grappling. With just the submissions, I mean, fucking Valentina's got a good crucifix. But a Jasmine Jasavicius, she can get a good submission. Unless she got a rear naked choke over Jessica Entourage, which is not bad, man. That's not bad. She beat Miro Bruno Silva. That's not bad. So she can hang with the grappling there against a Bruno Silva. She submitted Ariana Lipski da Silva. I think a Jasmine Jasavicius can go out there and get herself a really good win against a Manon Fiorot. And I'm debating how she's going to do it. I'm going to have to do a little bit more tape, but I got a Jasmine Jasavicius to win by any means necessary. I'm kind of leaning to submission. I'm kind of leaning to a submission. I think she can, you know, you got to admit, like the French, they're really not as good of grapplers as they're, you know, we've seen it in the past, you know what I mean? And I think a Jasmine Jasavicius can expose this, maybe even a third round submission. So give me Jasmine Jasavicius to win over Manon Fiorot. Moving on to the next fight, we have Marlon Vera. Marlon Cheeto Vera. So we got Cheeto taking on Ayman Zahabi. Faris Zahabi's brother, they've come out. The Zahabi brothers, they're famous for training GSP in his heyday, coming out of that gym. Ayman Zahabi, he looks fantastic, and I've been picking him. I picked him against, Jose Aldo. Some say it was a robbery, but, it was in Canada, as I remember. It was in Canada. He was an underdog. Had him over Pedro Munoz. This was obviously before the video. I did videos, right? So he's been coming in as underdogs. He's coming in as a favorite in this one. He's 37 years old. He's almost 38. It's hard to pick this one because, as Ayman Zahabi's 13-2 and he's been looking good, but he's getting older, right? He's got a 1.5 inch disadvantage or 2 inch disadvantage over Cheeto, but Cheeto's been looking terrible. But he should be the more elite guy. He should win this. A Cheeto should win this. He's 23-10, but he's been looking more terrible than ever. It's hard. This one's just tricky. Ayman Zahabi should not win against a Cheeto, but then again, a Cheeto should not lose, but he's been losing. And it's just and he's 32, so he's in his prime. He's in his prime, 32. He's almost turning 33. This is just, this pick sucks because Cheeto gets it, for him to get going in the first 2 rounds, he finds it hard to get going. He finds it hard to get his rhythm going. He's kind of like the guy that's download information in the first maybe 1 or 2 rounds. If this was a 5-round fight, I'd be picking Cheeto all day, baby. But this is a 3-round. We're talking about a 3-round fight here. Who knows? Maybe O'Malley's knee kind of scrambled his system up in his brain. You know what I mean? And he just hasn't been the same. I don't know. But obviously he's fought O'Malley and Davison Figueroa in his last 2. It's not like he's fought bums. You know what I mean? He's fought good dudes. And this was a year ago, so he's had a good layoff. Oh, man. Am I going to do it? Nah. Well, am I going to do it? Am I going to do it? I think a Cheeto Vera is going to get this done. No. Man, this is hard because I saved this one just to do it on the fly. You know what I mean? And this one's very hard, man. I'm going to say a Cheeto Vera. I'm not going to lie, man. I think I'm going Cheeto Vera by TKO. I'm going Cheeto Vera by TKO. How's that? How's that one? A Marlon Vera by TKO. He needs a good win here, man. It's been 2 years. He's still in his prime. He KO'd Dominic Cruz, man. He KO'd Dominic Cruz. Ayman Zahabi's 30. He's almost turning 38. He's 13-2. Fuck it. Let's ride it, man. Marlon, this one's a hard one. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna say anything, bro, I'm gonna go by upset. That's a hot take, right? This is gonna be an upset. And I'm not going to decision because Ayman Zahabi, if it goes to decision, if you're backing Ayman Zahabi, just back it by decision, okay? Because he's going to get the robbery. So if I was to say Marlon Cheeto Vera by decision, I don't think it's going to go that way. I think there's going to be a robbery at some point if it goes to decision. So fuck it. Fuck it, man. Marlon Cheeto Vera by TKO. Fuck it. Moving on. That fight actually hurts my brain to try and think about what's going to happen. Because in essence, a Cheeto Vera should win. Anyway, moving on to the co-main event, we have Kevin Holland taking on Mike Malott. This one's interesting. I've got Mike Malott on decision, and I'll tell you why. I think that a Kevin Holland is going to be a little bit tricky to finish here. Kevin Holland's been looking well. He's been looking good on the ground. He's long. He's tricky. He picks his shots well. He's powerful. He likes his distance. He's 32 years old. He's long. He's got an 81-inch reach advantage to a Mike Malott, who's got a 73-inch reach advantage, right? But Kevin Holland, again, with the Mike Tyson quote, sometimes these boys can have a height disadvantage. He can have a reach disadvantage. It can be a reach disadvantage. Like having an 8-inch reach disadvantage can be possible, because if you're throwing and trying to strike at him and you're missing, right, you're hitting air. It can be so much. It can be hard. It can be hard sometimes to hit down. It can be hard. It really can. But there's only a 2-inch, 2-inch height. There's a 2-inch height difference here. Fuck me, I'm forgetting words and shit. So yeah, their age is about the same. I think. Okay. So here we go. 2 days. Like, that's pretty crazy. There's only 2 days, so it's a 1 year difference and 2 days. Exactly. So it's 1 year. Exactly. Almost exactly 1 year. There's only 2 days difference. So 1 year and 2 days. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, I got Mike Malott on decision. Mike Malott, he's going to be pretty good on the feet. He's going to hold his own. He's probably going to take a couple of shots, but I feel like at the end of the day, I think there's going to be a grapple-heavy fest here. Kevin Holland doesn't like to be grappled. I don't think Mike Malott can kind of probably get a finish here on the ground, like a submission or a TKO. I think Kevin Holland's a little bit too durable in his career at this point. And Mike Malott, we did see him lose to Neil Magny, and he shat the bed. Okay, he did. He gassed out in the third round. I think we're going to go see a Mike Malott decision win here, and he's going to showcase, that he's got a gas tank. He beat Trevin Giles on decision, but I just don't think that he's going to finish Kevin Holland. I can't see it. I can't see him knocking out a Kevin Holland. I think Kevin Holland he could. Third round TKO or decision for Mike Malott. Okay, moving on to the main events. We have a Reinier Derrida taking on a Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen, he's 25-7. He's 29 years old. He's the big underdog. He's got a 3-inch reach disadvantage here. He's 6'2", and he's fighting out of Killcliff. On the other hand, we have Reinier Derrida. He's 21 years old. He's 21 years old. He's 35 years old. He's 21-2. He's been on a tear. Okay, split decision win against the Reaper Whitaker. 2 months and 2 weeks ago, right? It's not that bad. I think he learnt a bit of stuff there, man. He learnt that he has to take shots, and he learnt to sharpen his striking. I think he learned a little bit there. He's got a 3-inch reach advantage. This is obviously, people are saying that this fight's going to determine, who fights Hamzat, and I don't think so. I think Hamzat's going to be out for a little while. Get comfy, fasten your little safety belts, kiddies, because this fight here is going to determine who fights fucking someone else. You know what I mean? We're not going to see whoever. This is going to determine who fights probably, some other one like Sean Brady and Michael Morales, or fucking who's middleweight. Yeah, Sean Brady or fucking, you know what I mean? It's not going to be Hamzat. I don't see either one of these two fighting Hamzat. I didn't see Hernandez fighting Hamzat. You know what I mean? If it was Reinier Derrida and Hernandez, obviously Hernandez pulled out due to injury. We're all capping. Hamzat isn't coming back for a while to fight. Come on, fasten your little safety belts, kiddies, and get with the program. You know what I mean? We have not learned anything. Hamzat's not fighting till probably mid next year, or fuck knows, who knows. You know what I mean? So strap in and get comfortable, because there's going to be a few more middleweight fights before someone's getting the title shot against Hamzat, and then probably going to lose anyway. You know what I mean? He's too much of a beast on the ground. Anyway, let's get back to this fight. I got Reinier Derrida by third round submission, and I truly believe, or just in submission in general, I'm going to pick a round maybe soon. I'm going to do a little bit more tape. I just feel like a Reinier Derrida can actually get a second or third round submission over Brendan Allen. I think Brendan Allen's going to start crumbling here. He's coming in on short notice. He's acceptable to playing that grappling game, man. And you don't want to do that against a Reinier Derrida. You just don't want to do that, man. Reinier Derrida, yes, Brendan Allen, he's very good at grappling, okay? He's a kickboxer, he's got a kickboxing background. Reinier Derrida could be in trouble, but I feel like a Reinier Derrida can hang with him on the feet. It's going to get into the clinch. It's going to get to the ground. There's going to be grappling exchanges. Reinier Derrida is going to out-grapple a Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen's going to be in trouble. Brendan Allen's going to get choked out. Second or third round This is Punches and Profits. Okay. This was the full card predictions for UFC Vancouver. I'm out. Peace.